Hey y'all, it is Asia from Monday the 28th. The video you're about to watch is from Friday, but I wanted to come on before we watch this video and say thank you so much. We hit 50,000 subscribers yesterday and I am so excited. I appreciate every last one of y'all for being here. This is not something I ever saw happening. I started YouTube as a way to share my garden with a few thousand people, and I had actually a few hundred people, and I had no idea that it would turn into this. So I wanted to come and say thank you. Also, we are going live on Friday, the 50K celebration on Friday, so I'll be putting that up soon. But thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. Hey girl. Good morning. Welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And we are less than a week away from planting. For me, anyway. So today is Friday. I don't even know what day it is, y'all. I'm so tired. I am tired, but I'm going to push through this. It's the 25th. I'm gonna push through this today because we're gonna harvest what we can and we're gonna start pulling things out of the garden. So I'm excited about that. Although now the garden is gonna look pretty bare until I get my things in for summer, but this is a big part of being prepared, like before you get ready to plant. And for me, I like to work with a bare slate. Of course, there are gonna be some things left in the garden, but it's not gonna be a lot, and those things are gonna be here during summer as well. So we are going to pull things out. Also, we have beans that's just sprouting everywhere, so we need to transplant them and put them by the trellis. By the way, I got my spinner. Let me show you. Love it. And we have beans popping up in the green stalk. Love it, love it, love it. Another one that's germinating. It's actually two more in there germinating, some up there germinating. I'm so excited. I love that thing, y'all. And I think I told you in my last video that I am now affiliate with Green Stalk. So if you are interested in a green stalk, you can use my code YELLOWDOOR10 to get $10 off of your purchase. So I'm pretty excited about that, y'all. Like, I can spin it now. Everything's gonna get sun, and that thing is gonna be full of stuff. I know it is. So I'm not going to belabor this. And also, because I am so tired, this may not feel like one of my normal videos. Honestly, it will, but it's really gonna feel more like you hanging out in the garden with me because I'm tired, y'all. Also, look at this. Look at that. Not really a good thing. Probably should pull it off. Honest truth, probably not going to. Those are the tomatoes, and they are ready to get into some kind of soil in some kind of garden bed, y'all. But I did not have to up pot. These are the Bootstrap Farmer trays. They are the 4 sales. Ooh, that needs to be watered tough. But anyway, they're the 4 sales. I didn't have to up pot. Those tomatoes started in that pot, and that's where they stayed. I love that. I don't like up potting if you're new here. All right, where are we starting? I think that we're starting here. By the way, look at those calendula. They are so pretty. I have to look up the variety. They're not like the regular orange or yellow variety. I gotta look that up, but they are beautiful. So I think we're gonna start here. I'm gonna tell you why. So these collards would have been fine to stay, except I'm gonna put other stuff in this bed, right? But the broccoli, where we were getting them in the middle, but they're very small and they're already starting to separate. So we're definitely gonna harvest them. We're definitely gonna eat them. I do not like broccoli leaves. I don't like them. I'm gonna give them to the chickens. I know people tell me all the time, you should eat the broccoli leaves, mix them with kale. I don't like them, y'all. I just don't like them. So I give it to the chickens. They will make some compost. I'm also gonna check the worm bins to see if they need some more food, or actually some of this I'll just drop down into the last, I think there's 3 bins left. So the bins up under the top one, because the top one has food in it, I'll just put some down because now I feel confident that they are moving down and through all of the bins. And the reason why I say that is because when I moved them around, there were worms in all of the bins. And so I'm gonna just put food in all of them. So as I pull this stuff out, some of it will go to the chickens, some of it will go to the worms. I'm not gonna put anything in the compost pile because we're gonna move that and I need to clear it out. No need to start adding stuff to it. So it'll still be composted via worms and chickens. And I might give some of this to the quail, cut it up too. I normally just give them microgreens, but since we're gonna have a lot today, I put a little bit in there and then watch it, because what I don't want is it to make their area gross. So let's see here. Yeah, y'all see the worms moving around in there? So there's food in there on the top, and I'll just add some of it to the bottom. So a lot of people are asking a lot of questions about the worm bins. I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a sit down video talking about the worm bins, giving the information that I know, because I don't, you know, I'm very new to it. Just set them up last year. It has worked out. I am definitely learning it, so I'm gonna provide the information that I know eventually, sometime next week. I had to go get some water. It's one thing that people always say, and I say it too, make sure you stay hydrated. I'm horrible at drinking water, y'all. I mean, I'm horrible at it. Right. So we're gonna pop these off, and I'll probably put them in the smaller basket. Save the leaves for the larger basket. Pull them all the way out, because that's what I do here to avoid my beds being root down. That's what I do. So we're just gonna pull these out. It's all gonna go to the chickens. If I did eat broccoli leaves, this would be a nice harvest, but I don't. Now, I always try to put as much soil back in the bed as I can. Of course, we already had mulched, so I'm leaving the holes so I can fill them in and put the mulch back over them. Got some nice plants, though. We got some really nice plants. It's just time to get ready for the next season, and this is what it looks like, pulling out plants that could have produced something. Alright, so now we're going to harvest everything we can from the collards. The leaves of the collards still look really good. Get us a nice little harvest of collards. Then I'm going to pull that whole plant out. Nice size leaves. Look, a few holes, still edible. Alright. So that's that bed. I am gonna take the spinach out as well. Now, I'm gonna have to do something with that spinach though. Or like really plan to eat it like sandwiches or salads this week or the week coming, so that it doesn't go bad. But we are gonna take it out. Very proud of that spinach. I did not start it from seed because in fall I had a horrible time with my seedlings. But with that being said, that was some good spinach. I do have some spinach over here that I did start from seed. Also looks like it wants to bolt. Roots aren't very deep, so that's cool. It's a piece of onion. I'll have a salad with my lunch. All right, so that bed is now clear. We still have a calendula down here. We still have a nasturtium down here, and then another calendula. I am not 100% sure what's gonna be in this bed because I've switched up my planting so much. I do know there's gonna be at least that one eggplant here, but we need to go through and amend this bed, so I'm just gonna push the straw back. I'm gonna drop some granulated fertilizer in it, and then we're gonna move forward. Throughout the season though, as the worm castings come available, then I'll start to top dress the plants, and that just means that I'll put some worm castings right above the plants, right around where the roots will be. It will eventually break down and go down into the soil when it rains and things like that. All right, so now we are moving on to the bed down here because I know there are little broccoli sprouts that I'll absolutely take. I am trying to harvest the things I'm going to keep first, and then the things that I can pull out, that'll be quick and easy. I'm super excited for this. Like, this kind of sucks because there were plants that probably could produce something. And like I said before, so if you're not new here, if you remember, I wanted to get my spring plants out much earlier than I did. I wasn't able to get them out, and so that's why we are here. But you can get a spring garden. Trash truck, 1 second. You can get a spring harvest in my area if you get it planted out early enough. I just wasn't able to do that this year. We had so much snow and stuff. Like, the snow just wouldn't go away this year. So that's the end of these broccoli plants. Their side shoots have fed me well. I'm gonna miss them, y'all. All right, so my camera got hot, but we went ahead and pulled those 2 broccoli that were flowering here. We went ahead and pulled the broccoli that was here and right there. There's a potato, definitely leaving that. This is some type of something that spreads through the soil. It definitely spreads through the roots. It's all in my garden. It may be blackberry or raspberry, I'm not sure. I didn't plant it. It's always been in my yard, so I cut it because I don't actually want it in my bed. So that, you know, it is what it is. So what's left here is some onions, look terrible, a potato, and then I had planted a zinnia over here too. I also went ahead and pulled that cabbage that was right here. It was bolting anyway. And now I'm gonna have to give up on that cabbage because it was looking like it might want to do something, but it's not doing anything. And then of course, you know, these went to seed anyway. Oh, and we're also taking that broccoli right there. I'm gonna leave these kohlrabi for a little bit longer because kohlrabi pretty much mature quickly. I'm thinking why we aren't getting any bulbing in here is because they had competition from these cabbages. And I think I'm gonna take some of these cabbage leaves because I know I can eat them. I'm not sure how tough they're gonna be or what they're gonna taste like, but I love cabbage. So we're gonna keep some of these cabbage leaves. I feel like they could be good for stuffed cabbage. Some of them have really big holes in them, so there's no point in keeping those, but I will keep some of these. Nice sized cabbage leaves. They have really good root systems, unlike what we pulled out before. Sure I get as much soil off as I can. That's what would not break down in my soil. And by the way, in case you worry about the quail, I did give the quail some of that broccoli that I pulled out the bed behind me. I'm gonna save this whole thing to put in the worm bin. I think that's pretty much everything. This and that broccoli. Look at that root system, y'all. Some of it fell off. It's a good root system. There's another leak over here. So in case you're new to gardening, for brassicas, when you start to see a flower come out of the middle of it, it means that the plant is about to go to seed. In some cases, it means the plant isn't gonna taste the same. In other cases, it does not mean that. So like pak choi and bok choy, when it flowers, the plant still tastes the same. You can still harvest and eat it, right? I've never tried to eat brassicas such as broccoli or cabbage or anything like that, leaf-wise, after it started bolting. But as I understand it, before they get like at this size, you can still eat that. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna put it in the worm bin. Like I said, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna cut it up, and then I'm gonna fill those worm bins with food. Hopefully it'll start to move a little bit faster. Camera is getting hot again, y'all. That's crazy. Anyway, the chickens are devouring this. They absolutely love when you clean out your garden. I mean, that's just free food for them. Also, we're not gonna take out the collard tree, remember? We're gonna leave it. It's gonna get eaten up all summer, but by fall, I will be able to pull side shoots off and make new plants. And that's my plan with that. I was never thinking I was gonna be able to eat that because last year I left one and the harlequin bugs just, I mean, devoured it. All right, so camera got hot. I did pull that broccoli. We're not gonna pull the lettuce right now. We will eat that before planting time, more than likely. If not, it'll be right after planting time. So we're not gonna pull that. If you remember, I said we're gonna leave the Swiss chard, let that grow through summer unless it bolts. If it does, then we'll just plant something else back there. And the kohlrabi are still here too. I do think now that we've taken that cabbage out, they're gonna start to bulb up. That's a leek right there. Like that random one that popped up, that's another one. And this is an onion from last year that is going to seed. I'm gonna leave it and save the seeds. I think they're very pretty. And so until it makes the seeds and I can harvest it, I'm gonna leave it. So now let's go ahead and grab this spinach. I think this was about to go to seed anyway. Try to pull it slow so I can get a lot of the leaves, but look at this. I never successfully grew spinach. That's an odd little root. Is something wrong with that root? If you know, tell me. I'm gonna break it off. That was one big plant. One big plant. It's cool. I wanted to taste that, but there is pollen all over it, and that's the last thing I need right now. So essentially, we pulled everything out. I need to put some more straw in between these leeks because I didn't do it very thick because the leeks weren't very tall. But I'm gonna put some more straw in there because the weeds are trying to come back through. But, oh, so we are also not going to pull the kohlrabi or the Swiss chard in this bed right now because the kohlrabi is bulbing up. So you can see there's a bulb there. It's bulbing here. This one has a bulb coming in. So does that one. So we're going to give it some time. Here's the thing. When I plant the plants for summer, they're going to still be small. And in the case of this bed, there's still going to be enough sun. They're not going to get shaded. So we're going to see if we can get that kohlrabi harvest because I do love kohlrabi. So that's all we needed to pull. So now I'm gonna go and move these beans real quick, put them by the trellis, water them in because I don't want them to die after this transplant. Beans don't prefer to be transplanted, as I've said in several videos now. I feel like as long as I take enough of the soil, they do fine, and they have been. I've been transplanting them as I find them all season. All right, y'all, the onion debacle has been solved. I have allium leaf miner in there. I'm probably just gonna pull them out, plant something else in there, see what I get in the greenhouse, because this isn't something that I'm able to stop, I think, at this point. If I had covered them, based off of my research, if I had covered the onions, it's possible that this wouldn't have happened, but I decided to pull one, and this is what I see. Allium leaf miner, I don't see the point in leaving them in there. They're all affected at this point. So that is the choice I'm making. My camera got hot, so I turned it off and just started doing other stuff. That's the choice I'm making. If you know something different, tell me, right? I'm still gonna pull them because they just aren't getting better. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these now. If you know anything different, just let me know. I will remember that for next year. But also, I have onions in the bricks, and I do have some that are bulbing up, right? So I'm gonna see what I get from them this year. I'm just not gonna have the best onion harvest, and that's okay. What I am glad about, now let me be clear, I'm glad to know this is not me, that this was a pest. It wasn't me. I didn't like, I mean, maybe I did do something wrong, but I'm going with it was a pest. And I'm probably gonna put them in the trash can as well. My nails gonna be toe up, y'all. This is definitely the time of year where my nails gonna be toe up. Yep, there it goes. Allium leaf miner. You see it? Yep. I'm learning something new about onions. Okay. Now, am I gonna cover them next year? I don't know. I might plant them in a bed, like a raised bed, instead of down on the ground. But it's allium leaf miner. I'm happy. I'm happy that it wasn't me. So basically, it's giving vine bore. It bores down into the onion. That's what it's giving. I didn't see one in that one, but the leaves were scraggly. So this is just me learning. I'm not great at onions, so I don't really know. But I do know what I just found, and I do know that it's a pest. And these onions more than likely aren't gonna come back because they weren't very established in the first place. At least that's what I'm telling myself, since I gotta pull them out. Yep, there go another one. It seems like it's actually in the soil though. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, seems like it's in the soil, so even if I leave some, it's still gonna be a problem. So thank you to the people who say, hey, it's probably a disease. So I wouldn't keep racking my brain on like, what am I doing wrong? All right, well, pulling the onions too. And now that I have proof, I don't feel bad about pulling them. We'll just put something else right here. Why did I take my hair down? That bun was giving me a headache. I know somebody gonna be like, put your hair up. No, I got a headache. I need to carry myself somewhere and lay down. Sit down. Yeah, there go another one. Yeah, we just gonna pull them, y'all. I'm also gonna put another layer of straw on this bed too, for whatever I plant next. So I essentially just got some new planting space that I didn't think I was gonna have until like June, but it's okay. Like I said, I can use the onions in the greenhouse even if they don't bulb for green onions and make powder out of that. So it's cool. On to the next thing. So I came in to bring the harvest in, but I did get an incubator, guys. I have it getting to temp and getting to humidity right now. Shouldn't be long now, and all of the quail eggs that I have are gonna go in there, and in about 18 days we'll have some baby quail. And that incubator is from Tractor Supply. It's a Nurture Right 360. It's the one that I had before, the one that I broke. I tried to purchase a cheaper one from Amazon. It did not work. Would not get the temperature and would not get the humidity either. Sent that back this morning, and then I went ahead to Tractor Supply and grabbed that one. All right, so now that that debacle has been solved, I'm going to go ahead and move these beans. I started pole beans, but I guess I'm gonna use them for the greenhouse, or maybe figure out some other structure, like maybe a TP type structure, because this whole trellis is basically covered with volunteer beans this year. I didn't have to plant not one bean. So it's a bean right here and a bean over there. that we're gonna go ahead and move. And I'm just gonna dig a pretty deep hole over here because my plan, that one somehow got bent, but it may still live. Anyway, my plan is just to take as much soil as I can with the bean and plop it down into that hole. Beans have very shallow roots. And that's it. We're gonna hook it to the trellis. Hopefully it will grow. But a lot of the ones that we already moved or that just showed up, they're starting to, you know, grab onto the trellis. Like this one right here, already grabbing onto the trellis. So maybe we'll have an early crop of beans now. I never cleaned this trellis off last year. I'm not gonna clean it off this year either. All right, let's go get this other bean plant. I don't think I see any more. What I do see is some more of that thing I told y'all grows. I just chop it when I see it. Oh Lord, I done chopped my deal. I done chopped my deal, y'all. Cause I should have got my behind up and went on that side. Another reason why I love this Hori knife. Somebody asked me, you know, did I like it? I love it. I mean, I absolutely love the Hori knife. You can use it for digging, has measurements on it. You can also use it for cutting. This side you can cut with. I love this knife. And I have other tools, but this is my go-to tool. I love it. I wish one of those had came over here. I'm not gonna move them. They'll catch on to the trellis regardless. So if they're already close to the trellis, I'm not moving them. I'm only moving them if they're nowhere near the trellis like that one we just moved. But here goes the other one right here. We're gonna put that right beside, well, on the other side of the one we just moved. See how shallow the beans roots are? This is the top of the soil. That's where the roots are. Very shallow rooted plant. We have a little bit down here too, but they don't go super deep is what I mean. And I'll come back through and water right here where they are too, just to make sure their roots get established to the soil that we just put them in. But those are moved. We pretty much have a trellis full of beans. And the more I find, the more I'm gonna dig up and move to the trellises. And so I find that doing this like this and not waiting until the day of planting is just less stressful. And even though I'm tired right now, like I was saying earlier, I am tired, it's still gonna be better than me coming out here one day, trying to stay out here all day on probably a hot day, trying to get this done. It's overcast today, so I am happy about that. All right, so for now, for a moment, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up what I kept for the worm bin. It could be too much, but we'll see. Somebody said, don't apologize for the community noises. We need an actual knife. I'll be right back. All right, we got one. These stalks were pretty tough. I'm just cutting them up into smaller pieces so I could drop it down in here. I could take this in the house and then blend it. I'm not gonna do that. Peppa Rookie, I'm gonna call him my worm bin mentor. He sent me a message. I have not responded to him, but Peppa, I did see it. He was saying that if I put it into the blender, it would break down quicker. But I'm okay just to do it like this for today. I'm enjoying being outside. Like I said, it's overcast. It's actually really nice out here. So I'm cool with being out here. I just cut it up. And I said I think there were 3 left. So 1, 2, 3. I was right, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's 4 left. I was not right. So I'm just going to try to put food in each one of them. Because like I said, I see that they're moving around in there. I said I might start picking up some of them from the garden and just dropping them in there. But they're reproducing. So I'm seeing little tiny worms, and there were no little tiny worms. So not like I didn't buy any tiny worms from the store. So I'm happy to know that even with a little bit of neglect from me, letting those ants get in there, that they still survive. Oh, and somebody was saying, you know, you put them on the porch and there's still ants in there. Their ants have moved on. So I think that the ants were in there because the colony was in the greenhouse. But once I moved it, then the colony was gone. So very, very happy about that. So there aren't any ants in there anymore. I mean, there was a whole colony, the white stuff and all, before I moved it out of the greenhouse. So, I mean, might there be a few? Maybe. but it's ants on this porch. So if they wanted to get in my house, they would get in either way. But we will cut these up. Someone asked, what are worm casting? As I understand it, y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. It's basically the worm poop, but it's really good for the garden. So they process all of the stuff that I put in there. They break it all down. So this is already good for the garden. I could have done a chop and drop, which means I could have just chopped it up like I'm doing right now and dropped it on the garden. But I like vermicomposting. I honestly think it's kind of cool. It's very cool in my opinion. This is an old knife and it is not winning the battle. I mean, it's working. This cabbage plant got this knife in a chokehold trying to cut it, which is bad. So as I understand it, it is just like the poop from the worms, and it's good for your garden. And because I was struggling so bad, I mean, just struggling so bad with the compost pile, I felt like this was a good way to supplement, since I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing with that compost pile. And I just think it's cool. I mean, I had the compost pile when Vivor sent me these. Oh, everybody's asking where are they from. They're from Vivor. I will link them again. I linked them in my last video too. I don't put as many links as I used to in my videos in my description, because it just seems like, I mean, like a new link being added every week, and then I just got a description full of links. So I'm linking the things that were in that video. But for the most part, a lot of the stuff that I have here and how my homestead has grown so much is from companies saying, do you want to try this? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And I think that having someone else try it first, if you're not sure about it, is a good thing. I mean, that's how I feel. I would like to see how it worked for somebody else. And these work really good. The worms can move around. They also have, what do you call it? It's like a little mesh piece at the bottom. So if the worm casters fall out, or if the worms somehow get down there, they don't end up coming out of the worm bin. So I like that. At least that's where I put the mesh. I had watched someone else's video. I can't even remember who it was. I just kind of did a YouTube search for setting up worm bins when I first got them, and I saw that that's where he put his. And then Peppa Rookie had reached out to me on Instagram, so I listen to him now because it works. And to the person who offered me the shredder, I still didn't contact you. I'm so sorry. I'm going to. And if by that time you like, girl, gone somewhere, I will totally understand. Because I think it's at least been 2 weeks. It's at least been 2 weeks, but I have been so busy out here in the gardening that I'm just like, I'm going to focus on, you know, in life, of course, but my big focus has been like work on the garden. Get the garden ready for summer. And at this point, it is. I'm about to go make me some lunch after I finish this. But then we coming back outside because I think we go plant some flowers. Like whatever marigolds we have left, plant those. Any flowers that we have left. And I have other flower seeds that I started. Like I said, the zinnias are coming up. A lot of stuff hasn't come up yet. I think I sold them earlier this week. Monday maybe. So they need a little bit of time. Even though as a gardener, you know, I've been looking at them literally every day. Every day. Oh, you know what else we need to do? We need to go harvest that stinging nettle. Listen, give me some recipes down in the comments. What do you make with stinging nettle? I know people said tea. A lot of people said stinging nettle tea is really good. This is my first time growing it so big. It was in there last year, but it really didn't grow well. I need to harvest that because I don't want it to sting me not one more time. Do you understand me? Not one more time. Stinging be something terrible. So give me a recipe. Oh, and if you use it like medicinally, like tinctures and stuff too, I'm open to hearing that. It doesn't have to just be like, you know, teas or whatever. I just want to make sure I use it in some kind of way. Also, I'm assuming when you boil it, that's when the sting comes out of it. Because I don't want to drink nothing that sting. I'm sure, I'm being silly. I'm sure people not out here drinking something that sting in their mouth. I'm being silly. I don't know why I'm doing one leaf at a time. Because, girl, you just want to sit outside. That's why. Which is fine. Like, I think that's fine. On to the cabbage. Just trying to make it into smaller pieces. No real rhyme or reason to how I'm cutting it. They gonna eat it either way. So my camera got hot. I started watching YouTube and I finished cutting it up. So this is what we have. That was what, like 3 plants, I think. So that's a good amount. We are about to put them in the worm bins. All right, so the top ones already have food in them and the worms are moving through it, right? So I'm gonna take it off, make sure there are no worms hanging. And then I have this little thing and I scoop it around, scrape it around because I wanna mix the food in. There is still cardboard at the bottom of this one, but the worms will take care of that. It is moist. You wanna make sure that it's moist. The worms can die if it is not. Now, I don't water these or anything. Like I said, the food, there goes the worm right there. There aren't many down in this one. They're in the top one. There's another one. There's a few in here though. See? So I'm gonna start doing a little more content on the worm bins. So I'm just gonna take a handful of it. Doesn't have to be a lot because you feed them when you need to. I just check every now and then to see if they have food. I mix it in and they'll come and find it. But at this point, because now I am positive that they move through the worm bin regardless, I want to have food in each one. And to show you, this is the bottom of the worm bin. There's holes, so they could just move through, up and down, up and down. So now we're going to take this one off. Oh, they're down here too. Oh, I need to check. There aren't any down there. So they're down here too. Nice. I love it. So now we drop a little bit more. Just mix it in. And I believe this one had grass in it mostly because I had ran out of soil. It's giving more like it's grass. So they break down everything that you put in here. So you always want to make sure you put stuff in here that they can break down or that decomposes as well. Like I said, Peppa Rookie does his with shredded paper. That's how I'm going to do mine the next time. It worked like this too, but I'm going to do it like he does it. It's okay to have mentors in this whole little thing, even when you are also teaching. Yep. Down there too. They definitely move through. So worm bins are doing good. And someone asked what kind of worms I got. I think, don't quote me, I have to go back to the video. One was a red worm, which I don't know if it was red wiggler or not. A lot of people left comments about that. For me, as long as it's a worm and it's breaking it down, I don't really care. And then I think I got night crawlers. I don't know if one is breaking it down quicker than the other, but as long as they're breaking it down, I'm fine with that. Very nice. My son just realized what these were the other day. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, y'all just out here playing with worms. I was like, I am growing fertilizer for my garden. Oh, there go another one right there. Very nice. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how worms reproduce, but I'm gonna cover them back up. Ooh, that was creepy. I might look that up just to know if that's what was happening. Anyway, sorry y'all. I will start making sure I give more updates on these worm bins. Even though I'm learning. Camera getting hot again. Baby, if you do content, do your camera get hot? I'm not using my DJI. I'm using my Sony E10, ZV-E10. This camera don't do nothing but get hot, babe. I'm gonna see y'all in a minute. We just got happy mail from Greenstock, y'all. I'm excited. That's a nice way to end this week. I know the lid is in here. And there's some trellises in here. I'm excited, y'all. I got the lid to match. How cute. Y'all told me I needed the lid. And then when they reached out, she asked me, was there anything else I wanted? And I was like, I'd like the lid and to try the trellises. I didn't know which ones. So she also sent me some trellises. How cute. Listen, I was about to end this video and then I saw UPS. And I was like, yes, I'm pretty sure that's my Greenstock stuff. The way I love these Greenstocks, y'all. I mean, I only got one, right? But I'm going to have more. Let's just be clear. I'm gonna have more. Let's go put this up. I got excited and gave myself a worse headache, baby. Yeah, we about to go. We about to end this video. I really don't have anything else to do. Today, I was just pulling stuff out. And tomorrow, I'll probably record again because we are going to plan out. I said I might try today. I can't. I got a headache, y'all. Also, I got a headache because I did something I knew I wasn't supposed to do. I wanted some ice cream so bad last night. I wanted some ice cream so bad, right? But I should have gotten up and got my own ice cream because I know how much regular ice cream I can eat and not start to feel sick. I do not have diabetes, have pre-diabetes. But at the same time, it definitely, if I eat too much sugar, it definitely bothers my body, right? And I'm sure there are natural things I could do, and I need to start actually doing it, right? Anyway, my point of telling this story is I wanted ice cream. I was in the bed. I asked my son if he could go get me some. He got his portion amount of ice cream. And I absolutely could have told him, I don't need all this ice cream. But I wanted it so bad. And I'm feeling it today because of it. But anyway, still pushing through, still getting stuff done. But we're gonna put this up and then I'm going in the house. But I hope that y'all enjoyed the video though. I know it was very kind of just slow and in the garden, but it's all I had today. It's all I had today, but I had to get this done anyway. So, all right, let's put this together. I would definitely recommend the base if you get this. And it just slides right down in there. Just like that. So my beans are bush beans, but I think that like I'm gonna need something to hold them because bush beans do get bushy. All right, we have a tomato right here. So we're just gonna put it in here. It slides right down in there. Very simple to use. Just in general, this whole little green stock in general is simple to use. So now when the tomato wants to come out, it'll have something to lean on. Now what I do wonder, oh, because of the poles, I might not be able to do that. And when I do it from here on out, I'll put things that need to be trellised on the top. Oh, excuse me, y'all. So between the headache from eating that ice cream and being out here in the weather, well, the pollen really, it's taking me out. It's taking me out and I'm going inside. Going inside to make some food. Oh, the incubator is at temperature and humidity. So listen, the one that I got from Amazon had it set up all day yesterday. Never got the temperature, never got the humidity. I took it back today. Then I went and got the Nurture Right 360. I like the Nurture Right 360. We had temperature and humidity already. So yeah, we'll put them up there. How cool. How cute, right? And now the things on the top can kind of flow over and out. Even if it gets bushy, I think. Oh, I love that. I love that. As I mentioned earlier, my code, Yellow Door 10 to get $10 off. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show y'all something before I close this video out. We have our first Snapdragon blooms. It's the pretty one from fall, y'all. She coming in. Oh, I'm so excited. This was a very pretty Snapdragon. I can't wait for her to completely bloom. So pretty. I love to put them, like, I love to bring Snapdragons in and have them on the table. Like, I think it's just so pretty. So, I'm waiting for that. But also, let me show you this. End of the week. We did this earlier in the week. Just want to give you an update. The plants that we transplanted are looking good. And I would dare to say that these radishes are looking better over here too. And I think that my carrots are growing more. So, I love that. This is a bag that did not get amended. Girl, no. We're gonna do that another day. We're not doing that today. I cannot even. Oh, and of course, I still didn't pull that lemongrass. We'll do it tomorrow. But yeah, the bed is still looking good. This plant has had so many cabbage moths on it, but I've been killing them. They're dealing more with the Lacinato kale than anything else. And then these are looking good as well over here. So I'm very excited about that. Like when I was gardening before, I would be like, what leafy greens can I grow in the summer? Those still might not work, but we're gonna give it a try. I like leafy greens at this point in my life. Oh, and I also, before we leave, I gotta show y'all these roses. I mean, they blooming, y'all. I need to start cutting these and taking these in the house right now. They are absolutely beautiful. That is quite a show, right? It's quite a show. I knew it was gonna be a show though. They was a show last year. By the way, the amount of grapes that might be on this vine, if everything goes right, is bananas. They're everywhere. Look. A bunch in there. I don't know if y'all can see it. Did I get it? Yeah. I mean, they everywhere. Do y'all see them? It's these little things right here that I'm trying to show you. When you see those clusters, that's where the grapes gonna come from. And I mean, they everywhere. I'm gonna have so much muscadine grape jam jelly this year if all of these go through. Oh my goodness, I know it's good for making wine. I ain't trying to learn how to make no wine right now. Matter of fact, I'm not even drinking right now. It's been a month. I'm excited. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.